The demolition and construction equipment industry is on the verge of receiving a rare and almost unique gift: the ability to start over. The equipment the industry relies on today is the result of an evolution. But what comes next could be a revolution, a new perspective and an entirely new platform. Until now, the design of excavators, dozers, dump trucks, backhoe loaders, wheel loaders, telescopic handlers has always started the same way. Where do we put the operator and where do we put the diesel engine? Once you figured that out, you could then move to stage two. Where do you put the fuel tank, the transmission, and the hydraulic system? Then, and only then, could you start to concern yourself with the actual work the machine was designed to do, whether that's digging, lifting, hauling, or loading. In short, the machines of today are a compromise. They are what is left on the drawing board once you've figured out how to move a man and an entire driveline. But what if these were no longer a consideration? What if we could take the man, the engine, the fuel tank, the hydraulic pump, and the thousands of meters of hydraulic hoses out of the equation? What would our machines look like then? Well, if the industry truly grasps the opportunity presented to it by the adoption of electrification and autonomous operation, we could be about to find out. Take the hydraulic excavator as an example. The presence of an increasingly luxurious and spacious cab of today means that the bit of the machine that does the actual work, the boom, the dipper and the bucket, is set off to one side. Its position and geometry is further dictated by the location of the engine, the hydraulic pump, the cooling pack, and a variety of other components that are always located to the rear of the machine. So what if the machine required no driver on board? Could we change the geometry of the excavator's digging equipment? Would we? And if electrification removed all the engine and transmission gubbins, would machines still look like they have a hump on their back? Or would designers and manufacturers seize the opportunity to make them look more sleek? Think about that same notion but applied to a mining truck. Without a massive diesel engine and without an operator, the entire profile of that machine could change. It could be lower and yet carry more, simultaneously improving its carrying capacity and its centre of gravity. Think about the machines of today that have such a nasty habit of tipping over: telehandlers, site dumpers. Take man out of the equation and such incidents instantly become less of a concern anyway. But more than that, electrification and autonomy would allow their very configuration to be reimagined, with optimum stability replacing the desire for optimum comfort. Just think for a moment about all the stuff that humans require in order to do a day of work on a piece of construction equipment. A cab, a seat belt, pedals, steering wheel or joysticks, glass in the windshield, Bluetooth for their smartphone, an in-cab display to monitor the machine's performance, somewhere to put their flask or their coffee cup, somewhere to store their bag. Take all of that away, and we could be left with a smooth, seamless interface for a machine to talk to another machine, a conversation of code, not hands-on control. Machines would look sleeker, more compact, and they would certainly be more efficient without all the bulk of accommodating a human operator. And it's not just the cab. Decades ago, the sound of a roaring diesel engine signified power, strength, and progress. The machines themselves were designed to accommodate a huge engine and a massive fuel tank to keep it running for hours on end. Picture a machine with no engine, no fuel tank, no hydraulics. If they're running on batteries in the future, maybe those batteries could be distributed through the entire length of the machine and the width of the machine as well. Maybe they could be incorporated into the machine structure itself. As a result, the very appearance of machines might alter beyond all recognition. Maybe those big square dump trucks might be sleeker. They'd certainly be quieter. And while some of us might miss the plumes of black smoke that signify diesel power, maybe sites would smell just a bit better. And maybe fresh air might taste better without diesel fumes in it. Sadly, however, my own personal feeling is that we won't actually embrace this opportunity for revolution. Tesla came out of nowhere just a few years ago and is now the most valuable car maker in the world. Elon Musk and his team swept in with high-tech electric cars for the masses, surpassing long-standing giants like Toyota, BMW, and Mercedes. But for all that, and with the notable exception of the very, very ugly Cybertruck, the Tesla looks like every other car on the road. It may have changed what lies under the bonnet. It might have hinted at an autonomous future with its self-driving mode. But a Tesla car remains just that, a car. Of course, a car's primary purpose is to move people, while an excavator or truck is designed to move material. The people basically just hitch a ride. But will any of today's equipment manufacturers be bold enough to simply disregard all that's gone before and usher in an era of engineless, humanless machines that are truly built for tomorrow? Maybe, maybe not. But here's a final thought. Elon Musk and Tesla came out of left field and in just a few short years took a major slice of the global automotive pie. Could the same thing happen in the field of construction equipment?